Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to what will be part 20 of Suzerain with me and Terra.
Hello, I am from Sweden.
Well, we can't get any worse. If this was British politics, we would have probably called for a general election already. The economy's up the spout. We haven't been able to get the vote with regards to changing the constitution, and we're probably just about to go into a war. Yeah, so let's just see if we get a little better, shall we?
Why would we go to war? I mean,
well,
the worst relation we have is neutral.
Yeah, but you had Rumberg knocking on the door. You've got Valsland and Agnolia.
Yeah, but I mean, we've had Rumberg knocking on our door since basically session 1.
We have, but you know, as inside joke right now, but as Mars Gunn would say, the customer always knocks twice.
Right, loading my gun with a single bullet just in case.
There's nothing overly new in the news by the looks of things. Everything's a bit greyed out.
Yep.
So we won't miss anything. Looks like we have a meeting on the results of the assembly vote. Let's see what the cabinet says and how we're going to dig ourselves out of this one. Lucian, Peter and I met in my office and decided to move out onto the balcony to get some fresh air in the increasing summer heat. They both looked uncomfortable in their suits. Pete was trying not to make eye contact and kept letting out a depressing sigh. He wiped the sweat off his forehead with a handkerchief.
What do we do now? All our plans for nothing.
Yes, the USP leadership is beginning to target us as well. Not to mention Tarquin Sol himself.
Yeah. What the hell was that all about? It's all appearing out of nowhere? Well, I'm pretty sure it's number 2. He did come to the assembly to make a statement.
Perhaps.
I mean, why else would he show up at that particular day at that particular location?
A statement, but also, you know, I mean, if the constitution is changed, maybe he just wants to be there and see the reaction in the room himself. But let's not linger on the past. I think is probably a good one. We have to, what's done is done.
We still have a country to lead.
Yeah.
So I'll probably say number 1. Okay.
You're right, sir. We must plan ahead now. Come on, Lucian. Come up with your best plan and we'll see where it takes us. We'll be organizing a cabinet meeting to discuss our present and future state of affairs. I will also try to test the waters with our MPs. We can't let the party slip out of our grasp.
Okay, so number 3 is inquisitorial route. Number 2 is totalitarian vote. And number 1 is...
I don't know, is 2 all that totalitarian? I mean, you know, Tarquin Sol is... Yeah, he's yesterday's Prime Minister. You know.
Yeah, he is, but people are still looking up to him.
They are. I mean,
more than they are looking up to us.
It's the same as some conservatives and stuff still looking to Thatcher and stuff. But in any case,
probably some Americans still longing for the days of Reagan.
Yeah, perhaps. So
I would say we start off logically, which is basically each minister to give us a report. because that gives us a good idea of what the balance in the party is like.
Most likely it'll be a report plus a request for our resignation by the looks of things. The way things are going at the moment. Holy shit.
Perhaps. But it would still give us a wider space to stand upon and know where we are and where we're supposed to go.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Here we go. Lucian looked at his watch. I think it's time to conclude our little meeting, sir. There was a tap on my shoulder. Livia Suno, the secretary, had joined us on the balcony.
Pardon the interruption, gentlemen. Mr. President, David Vichy is calling about the upcoming foreign policy meeting.
Oh, this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. I will, sir.
She turned to leave the balcony, then back to us.
My condolences on the vote result, Mr. Rain. Peter?
She looked Peter in the eye as she said this and ignored Lucian altogether. Oh. Peter's eyes followed her as she walked out.
Getting pretty hot out here.
Well, number one.
Yeah. I mean, we are still working, so let's not get drunk right now.
All right, gentlemen. See you later. They both left. And all right.
Okay, so our secretary and Peter appear to have something going on.
Maybe out in the bushes.
Maybe.
Don't be a fool, Peter. Wrap your tool.
Or just don't use the tool on anyone but your wife.
That's true. That's true. But we've already seen that he likes his young cocktail waitresses and secretaries.
Yeah, that is true. But still, at this point we can't afford a scandal.
I guess not. No.
It's already as bad as it can be without us being shot in the back of the head.
But you know, maybe all this economy bar up here is, you know, this one bar we've got left is all that he's spending on booze and condoms. Who knows?
I mean, he single-handedly is helping to keep the country afloat.
Propping up the Durex and whiskey industry. Yeah. Right. Earlery, let's have a look. Invitation to the movie premiere. Oh.
Okay.
Shall we go watch a movie after our defeat?
Rumberg Whistleblower. Yeah, let's save this one for last, because the Whistleblower is too exciting to do right now.
Shall we at least read the report from Wholesword?
Yeah, that we can do.
Let's go. In yesterday's internal USP meeting, a large group of party members voiced their disappointment in the failed constitutional vote in the Assembly. Lilius Graf criticised President Rain for pursuing change without in-depth research and proper communication between the party members, blaming the President and the Vice President for the failure. Okay, well this
now
is...
Now we definitely need a distraction with the movie.
Well,
they're blaming us.
They are, but I think maybe a whistleblower is probably more important than going to see a movie. What like? Go on, let's do the whistleblower one first.
To be fair, you're controlling the mouse pointer. I have no say in that.
I am, but well, it's just funny how it's just like, oh, let's go and see a movie first, and then hear about the potential army that's on our borders. Okay, let's just listen to him. Right. A whistleblower from the Rumberg Security Bureau has escaped into Swordland by crossing the border and turned himself into the authorities in Estord. Agent Charleston Haleston, okay, I see what they did there, has promised to reveal extremely sensitive information about the development of a weapons program. We can give refuge to him and risk antagonizing Rumberg or send him back.
What I want to know is why he ran away and why he wants asylum.
I guess we don't know. I guess that is in the hands of the Home Secretary and the immigration authorities. We just have to make a decision.
Yeah, but you can't make a decision if you don't know the reason for them seeking asylum.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, is he running for being persecuted because he feels Rumberg is going down the wrong path and he wants to
potentially
try and stay right?
So I mean, that's one option. Equally plausible.
Double agent.
It could be a double agent, or it could be a plant. Yeah, you know. Yeah, it's not beyond the realms of possibility that he is here to, just like disrupt and give us false information about a weapons program, and then give a reason for Rumberg to invade.
Yeah, or coming in to check up on our military readiness and report back like, yeah, they have gotten rid of their enlistment and shrunk down the army. Now it's time to attack.
Perhaps. I think maybe the moral thing to do would be, sure, grant him asylum. Let's go to the.
Yeah, but then granting asylum and risking antagonizing Rumberg even more.
Exactly. I think maybe this is why we have to be cautious, because if we give him asylum and they get upset, then it is a casus belli for war. Diplomacy, Rumberg expansionism, lack of allies. I mean, I guess we don't have any kind of immigration policy.
Guess not.
But
I mean, we have passed a few decrees regarding immigration.
Yeah. I mean, some human rights are respected, albeit violators still exist due to extensive law enforcement powers. I mean, military.
Maybe if we send him back, maybe Rumberg might ease off a little bit. But then again, that might also mean that we send him back to die.
Better a Rumberg guy die than a whole sort.
To some degree, I agree with you. But in the end, it is still a human, no matter what.
That's true. That's true.
Nationality.
Yeah, but we haven't got any allies. We're not part of NATO. We're not part of the old Soviet guys. We're on our own. I wish there was a third option just to lock him out.
Yeah.
But I think now we have to start playing with the game than doing what is morally right, and maybe we just need to send him back, so at least it doesn't risk an international incident. If we get criticized at home, that's fine, but if yeah,
we can't risk an international slap on the fingers.
I don't think we can, not with our economy, not with the shit that's going on.
So I think I'm actually leaning towards sending him back. Be honest.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's just send him back. Well,
because I mean, he's from Security Bureau. That doesn't smell like old style KGB. I don't know what does.
Yeah, but I mean, if this was the Cold War, you'd lock him up and then you'd use him and interrogate him. But I mean, we haven't got that option. Grant an asylum, okay, yeah, it's maybe the humanitarian thing to do.
Yeah, but as we both said, that means we might also accept a double spy or a plant to spy on us and send back information to Rumberg.
Yeah. Okay, we'll send him back.
even though it pains me, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably suffer some kind of backlash for it no matter what we do. So, boom, send him back. Done.
Can we go watch a movie now then?
Yeah, let's go watch the movie. I had been invited to an exclusive preview of Alfred Kjærbeck's new film, The Morning Shall Come. Although I wasn't in much of a movie-going mood, it would have been unpresidential not to attend. With its massive budget, Kjærbeck's directorial cachet, this drama was set to be a milestone for Swordland's burgeoning film scene. Lovely. Personally, though, I was just looking forward to spending some time with my family. It was a very hot and sunny day as Sergei drove us to the old capital. The film was to be screened in the historic cinema Angli del Elroy. Okay. The very first cinema in Swordland. Sergei had maxed out the air conditioning to keep the Cadilla comfortable. I kept silent through most of our ride on the H1. I couldn't get my mind off the results of the assembly vote. Frank fidgeted with his tie as he stared out the window.
I just go with what's wrong.
Yeah, I got him.
Just when do you care what's happening in my life?
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
I'll support you whether you pass or fail those exams. I've been busy lately, but I'll always have time for you.
I thought we were on good grounds, after sharing a beer at the barbecue.
Yeah, so did I.
You ungrateful little shit.
I would say number 2 as well.
Yeah.
Because I saw you hovering above it.
Oh.
Busy with failure.
Smack him around the mouth.
Frank, don't talk to your father that way. He tried his best.
Yeah, don't push it, Frank.
Yeah, I mean, busy with failure, that's kind of a low blow.
Yeah, don't push it, Frank. Frank turned his head away and looked outside the window. I turned to Deanna. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, yeah, because I'm pretty sure the atmosphere in the car is great at the moment.
She nodded happily. She's none the wiser. What about you, Papa? I know you're sad, but failure helps us grow, right? What a good little outlook on life.
Which is fine. Everything's going to be wonderful from now on, right, Monica? Exactly.
Let's encourage her.
Yeah.
The eldest one is he's long gone, so we're going to send him to military school, but we can still concentrate on the girl. Exactly. Now, where did you learn that? She giggled. From you. Okay, everything's going to be wonderful.
Everything's going to be wonderful from now on. Now, no more politics. Politics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it is supposed to be a family outing, so
perhaps
maybe attempt to leave the work behind.
However, was women's rights a change in the Constitution? I can't remember. Is that why she's going to be pissed?
Ooh.
Oh.
I honestly don't remember.
No.
But yeah,
yeah, it's just a family night out. Yeah, it's a movie night. Let's no more politics. Yeah. Boom.
Of course. Let's just focus on having a nice time at the movie.
Monica folded her arms. We drove it on in silence. Oh dear. Sergei rolled down the soundproof glass between us. Good evening, Mr. President. We are about to enter Elroy. We'll be at the cinema in a few moments. Thank you, Sergei. Boom. I took a brief look outside as Sergei rolled the soundproof glass up again. No, don't do that, Sergei. Join in the conversation. You're part of the family. You're the only one who likes me at the moment.
I thought you were going to say, talk to me. Someone talk to me.
I could see the many towers of Elroy rising over what was left of the old city walls. Sergei knocked on the glass and gestured forwards. We were at the main square of Elroy and the historic Cinema Anglais. The Cinema of Angels was right in front of us.
Is this the place? Yeah.
It was an old Baroque-style corner building with walls that looked like marble from a distance, where there were exquisite ornaments in each side of every window. Okay, Sergei pulled the car to the entrance of the building, which was lit with vivid neon stripes in every colour. On the walls next to the entrance, there were painted the words, "Stop the oppression of the Blues." Oh, come on. Let's just go. Boom. Sergei opened the doors and we exited into the red carpet. Okay. We were just about to enter the building when a journalist managed to block the path.
God.
I think she was someone earlier on, I think. I asked, like, Mr. President, how are you handling the defeat of the constitutional reforms in the Assembly? Well, we have to just respect the Assembly's decision. I mean, that's democracy, right?
I was about to say the proper response would be a mix between 1 and 2.
Perhaps, yeah.
I do respect the decision, but I'm still gonna keep fighting for it.
2. That's the only thing you can say in that kind of situation. I mean, we've pissed off our own party. Yeah, we can't.
In this situation, I would more like to say, please, not today. We're having a family evening. Please go away.
Of course.
But I'll probably go number 2 as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. President. And were you aware that Taco and Soul would be present at the proceedings?
I refuse to discuss him at this time.
Well, that kind of sounds a little bit bitter.
Yeah, but then again, number 1 is a lie.
Yeah.
Number 2 indicates that we are not informed at all because we had to find out from my driver.
Yeah.
Which
okay.
Which in fairness was true.
Yeah.
But number 3 is just I don't want to talk about this at this time.
Yeah, okay. Before she could ask anything else, the guards ushered us inside to the theatre. In contrast with the cinema Baroque-style exterior, the inside was modern and sleek, with bare walls printed in black, red and white. The film's cast and crew were already in the foyer, with glasses of champagne in their hands. We approached the crowd and were welcomed by the producers and the event organisers. A man walked up to us with quick steps. It's Alfred Kitcherbrook.
What would he sound like?
You want to make him an American?
Like pretty much all our other characters.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, obviously he's supposed to be Alfred Hitchcock. Well, no, different. Yeah.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Well, kind of. It's kind of like Alfred Hitchcock and Stanley Kubrick, as like yeah.
Yeah, that might be it. So it would be more along the lines of, Madame, Mr. President.
Yeah. Hello.
It's so good to see you here.
He gently bowed at Monica, and she shook her hands.
It's an honor to meet you. I'm Alfred Chibok.
The honor is mine, Mr. Chebok. I'm a big fan of your work.
Are we?
Well,
I guess it wouldn't hurt to stroke
yeah,
his
he's a
ego.
pioneer. He's a pioneer, you know?
Yeah, but if he starts questioning us about his movies, like
His movies will certainly last longer than our city policies, so yeah.
Oh, which one do you like best? The red one.
Yeah.
But yeah, stroking his ego might be a good thing.
Yeah, maybe. And you know, it might get us a good photo shoot.
That too.
Frank snorted. I glanced at him, and he innocently took a sip of his cola.
It's very humbling to know that you've been watching and enjoying my movies.
This is the question. Which one was your favorite? There we go!
If you don't mind me asking, which one was your favorite? This one might be slightly different than my previous works.
Oh. Oh, shit. Right, quick. Rebecca, Touch of Satan, and Eyes Wide Open. Okay, so we can't say Sword's Dream. Oh, shit.
Well, I guess we could
Just
go
one, I mean, because Sword's Dream... Yeah. I don't know, man.
Isn't even in the list.
It's not even in the list. Neither is The Man Who Saved the World.
Let's see. Adaptation of the famous Unguru with the entire British cast. His first film was Resident Carl. Nope. None of these movies are mentioned in his bio, which is kind of weird.
I just love the fact that they're all about Swordland. So all of them are my favourites, Mr. Chebok.
Yeah, that sounds like a generic
politician
response.
He laughed.
You flatter me too much, Mr. President. I myself know they aren't all winners. Kind of like my children, obviously.
Shit.
Come on, just pick one.
Oh shit! Right, okay. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to cheat. We're going to cheat.
Cheat?
We're gonna look up the answer on the old Steam forum.
You're gonna Google it?
Yeah. We can't afford to lose this one. We can't afford to look like a tit in front of our son and our family.
Well, let's just say that I don't think our son cares all that much. I kind of get the feeling that he wants to crash and burn no matter what.
Perhaps. But if we do that, then we can't afford his... walkthrough guide.
But I'm kind of curious where his sudden switch of temper came from.
Yeah, I think it's just because we're a loser. We're a loser in our son's eyes.
Well, then I'd like to see him try it. See how easy it is to get a win somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get the feeling that he is socializing with some less savory people. Like he's getting some sort of, I don't know, radicalization or something.
Yeah.
From his social circles.
Oh, this is funny. Someone put on Reddit, "How fucked am I?" As you know, Jesus Christ. Come on, movie premiere. Let's have a look. Oh. Okay. Okay, he's got the start. Oh, okay, back.
I'm so sorry about this, dear viewers, but
that's right. We'll edit it in post, so it looks like we know what we're doing.
So,
there's no answer. Someone's put it as the movie premiere. Oh, damn.
Well, I have my 6-sided die, so odds is number 1 and even is number 2.
Okay, to the dice.
All right, and it is a 1.
So 1.
Yep.
So 1 is odds.
Yes.
Well.
Oh, really? Then you might enjoy this one too.
Oh, thank God.
I'll admit, I didn't expect you to be such a cinephile.
Frank looked at me in the eye and struggled not to laugh.
Why don't we take our seats? It's about to start.
We entered the screening room, the lights dimmed, and the film began. It was a period drama set in the 1870s about a sordid soldier who pursues a doomed romance with a widowed Bludish farmer during the conquest of Bergia. I wondered briefly whether Cherbuk was commentating on my own treatment of the Bludish people, but then he had finished filming long before I became president. As the credits rolled, I made an early exit to use the men's room. I was washing my hands when I heard an unmistakable voice coming from behind me.
So, what did you think?
Tarquin's soul leaned on his cane. He had the same frail appearance I'd noticed at the assembly meeting. Yet up close, I could still sense the raw magnetism that had kept him in power for 20 years.
I found the plot questionable, but it certainly looked spectacular. What about yourself? Complete and utter drivel. What about yourself? Dangerous pro-Bludish propaganda.
Just one.
Yeah.
Boom.
Sentimental pablum for the enjoyment of housewives only. And for a period piece, the script contained far too many anachronisms.
Indubitably, yes.
What the hell does that mean?
Sherlock Holmes used to say that to Watson every time he kind of pointed out something.
As it's something do not doubt it kind of thing?
Yeah.
Hurts. Yeah, number 1 sounds more like our kind of wordings.
Yeah.
Shall we go with number... How do we want to treat this guy, by the way? Because number 3 feels very...
Well, Tarquin's soul is he's no pushover, is he?
No.
He might even welcome, strength by strength,
Yeah, and number 3 is kind of the most respectful, I would say.
Perhaps, yeah. But again, it's kind of like, I'm surprised to see you still around, as in, haven't you buggered off to your hole that you came from, you son of a bitch?
Yeah, but I mean, you can still insult someone using fancy words as well.
Could do. Yeah, okay, we'll go for 3.
My country was about to make a rash decision. I couldn't simply sit by. You succeeded. You're pleased with the outcome. You succeeded for now, but you won't be able to stop it for long. Not your country anymore. I still have immense respect for you, Colonel. I wish it was reciprocated. I'm kind of torn between number 3 and 4.
No, because it is his country. I mean, he's a patriot. He's
yeah, but I think he's referring to as in he thinks he's still in control of it, which he kinda is in a way, even
perhaps.
though it's not in a real position.
Yeah, of power. I mean, as you said earlier, there's still people that look to a way of managing things as the right way to be done. So we can't deny that. But maybe, because he was leader of our party, And we joined the party for a reason, right? So I mean, we found
to change things from how we was.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't necessarily join this party if you want things to. You must have respected him at some level to join a party that he ran for 20 years.
Well, I think there are two ways to go about it. Either you join it because, as you say, you have immense respect for him and kind of more or less follow in his footsteps, or you join it because you don't like the guy and you want to change it when your time comes. Because because either way, his successor would most likely follow his footsteps if it weren't for us. Yeah. Meaning that his way of rule would continue.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
We did decide to try and change.
Stuff has to evolve in the time. So.
Yeah. So in that respect, I kind of feel number 3 is not your country anymore.
Yeah.
But then again, I still feel like we do have respect for him because he is who he is and what he's done.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of torn between both 3 and 4.
Well, I'm gonna click 4.
Well, I can't stop you, so go ahead.
Yeah. Well,
it will be when you prove yourself worthy of it. Why did you block my reforms? A true president knows when he must step down.
It wasn't necessarily him who blocked the reforms. I mean, he.
No, but I do think
people have a mind of their own. I mean.
Yeah, but I do think that some of the hardliners, once they noticed that he was there, kind of like, oh no, B. I'm not going to vote A. I'm going to vote B.
Okay, well, we'll ask. We'll ask. Why?
I will not let you and that bleeding heart idiot Richter tarnish my precious constitution. Doing this for the good of the country. Richter's a better man than you ever were. Your constitution is ancient history. My reforms will bring Swordland into the future. You tarnished it enough for the both of us already. Ooh, I kind of like either number 1 or 3.
Let's go for number 1.
Yeah.
Because it's not ancient history. I mean, it's Ha! Some of his spittle landed on my cheek. Oh dear.
You'll find out soon enough how your country repays you for your goodness.
He slipped past me and out the door. Sol's security staff and mine were now clustered outside the washroom, forming a buffer against a large crowd that had gathered. Oh dear. That's Tarquin Sol, I heard someone scream. His guards closed around him and mine around me. By the time the chaos subsided, I was back in the car with my family and Sol was long gone. Right. Well, maybe we can still save this. Maybe we can still save this game.
Starting with the news.
Of course.
We have news articles this
time. We do. The Whole Sword Post. You can read the Whole Sword Post.
Alright. Rain and Sol meet at the Cherbourg screening. The recent exclusive screening of Alfred Cherbourg's new film, The Morning Shall Come, was attended by an unexpected guest, the former President Tarquin Sol, rarely seen outside of his home on Dura Island since his 1949 resignation. Current President Anton Rain was also in attendance, and the two men were seen together. New law on education and the Swordish language. The Unified Language Act has been signed into law by President Rain after the approval of the Grand National Assembly by a majority vote on Thursday following a 3-hour debate. Pesaro Kibaner, who campaigned heavily for the bill, also sought to express his gratitude for the confirmation of the new laws, saying it contained much vital new rules that will unify and protect the integrity of Swordish language and identity. The new law enforces that the educational institutions of Swordland will teach all classes, except for foreign language lessons, in Swordish, unless they are given specific approval by the Ministry of Education. It also establishes a list of regulations and penalties against the education centers that do not follow the law correctly.
As it should be. Swordland today. New language bill, a milestone for integration. Bluedish separatism is about to become a thing of the past. I think that might be counting your chickens before they fucking hatched. President Rain has wisely approved a new law that will enforce the teaching of Swordish language in schools and universities, with rare individual exceptions granted by the Ministry of Education. No more will Bluedish and Anglo-Swordish people be allowed to live in this country without speaking its language. The promotion of Swordish as a common tongue from kindergarten onwards will lead to greater unity, fewer misunderstandings and less separation along ethnic lines. We look forward to the bill's implementation. The Lackhaven Times.
One film, two very special guests. An exclusive screening of Alfred Chiberg's new film The Morning Shall Come made a splash, but not for the content of the period drama itself. Instead, the film was overshadowed by the two political figures in attendance, President Anton Rain, who made the trip from Holsword with his family, and former President Tarquin Sol, barely seen on the mainland since 1949. It is rumored that the two of them spoke in the washroom following the film.
Washroom Summit, says the Radical. What are Rain and Sol hiding?
Washroom Summit.
At a screening of Alfred Cherbuck's overblown sob story, The Morning Shall Come, President Anton Rain and former President Tarquin Sol were seen exiting the men's room together, while an illicit what?
Illicit assignation.
Assignate, yeah, okay, yeah. I thought that said assassination. I was like, no, that's not right. While an illicit assignation is not out of the question, it is far more likely the two inveterate politicians were making backroom deals about which the Swordish Republic, as usual, will be kept in the dark. The Radical is committed to getting to the bottom of this meeting and will keep readers updated as the facts emerge. Oh dear. Rain signs racist bill. As disappointing as Anton Rain's presidency has been, we never thought he would stoop this low. The president has just approved an NFP proposed law that makes Swordish and the only allowed language in all of the country's educational institutions, with the Ministry of Education in charge of granting specific exemptions. This can only be seen as a deliberate slight against the Bluedish people and kills any hope of Swordland becoming more diverse and well-becoming nation under Rain's governance. We urge you to fight this new law, whether by writing to your local lawmakers, joining protests, or simply showing your defiance by speaking non-Swordish language in public. I mean, you can still speak another language in public, it's just fucking education needs to be, you know, uniform in the fucking classroom, you dumb shit.
Dave,
yes.
The newspaper is called Radical.
I know, but I mean, do you have to be so stupid?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, okay, bill signed, protest in Bergia. Okay, after passing the bill, a wave of Bluedish protesters has risen and called for its revocation. Governor of Bergia, Felix Bron, reported that the situation has been brought under control and the regional police forces have been tasked with increased patrolling duties around the majority of Bluedish towns in Bergia. Oh dear, Terra. I mean, we let them cross the border. We're welcoming them. You know, we're not going to force their language to be degraded. They can still speak it in their homes.
Yeah.
It's just an education bill.
Yep. No one says the language is outlawed or anything.
No.
Just when it comes to education,
yeah,
we keep it to one language.
Exactly.
The national language.
Okay, Dyer, our home city. Looks like something interesting is going on here. Bluedish students drop school in protest. Oh dear. Do you want to read this one?
Thousands of Bluedish students dropped out of their schools in protest after teachers were forbidden to use the Bluedish language in teaching. a British teacher who did not abide by the new law was reportedly arrested by the regional police forces of Berja for teaching mathematics in Ludish.
Oh dear.
Well, okay.
Ceremonial duty for the day of dissension. Okay. And then we've got over here dinner with the family at home. A briefing on the diplomatic strategy. Okay, let's go to Dire first. Morning haze surrounded the city of Dire as the sun dawned on the day of dissension, the holiest day of the Nurity religion. It celebrated the first message received from God by Saint Dast and his thirsty disciples. As per tradition...
So you said 30, not thirsty.
Oh yeah, yeah. As per tradition, the celebration was held inside the Ark Sanctuary of Dastrinity, closed to the public eye. This year, however, for the first time ever, it was going to be televised. That was Lucian's idea as he saw it, granting the people a rare glimpse of the grand ceremony and showing them how seriously their president took this holy event and how it would ease any tensions that lingered in the region. As we arrived at the largest cathedral in Swordland, a huge crowd gathered around our convoy as our car pulled up to the entrance. This will work out well. Trust me, sir. Of course, that's only if the prayer is done completely correctly. Please don't forget the order. Oh, fuck. First, you will need to grasp the holy scepter with your left hand. Right, remember this, Terra. Left hand first. And then touch the altar with your right hand. Kneel before the archpriest and wait for him to put the sword on your shoulder. Then touch the sword with the hand you touched the altar with. Hand the scepter. Right, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna take a fucking photo of this.
I am actually writing it down.
Right. Okay. Hand the scepter over to the archpriest and receive the sword before passing it on to a disciple. Pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Hang on. Hand the scepter to the archpriest.
So you put your left hand in, your left hand out,
the sword before
in, out. You shake it all about.
Sword disciple. Okay, so scepter grasp with left hand. The altar with the right hand.
Yeah.
Then we kneel.
Yep.
Sword on the shoulder.
Yep.
Right hand. Let's see here.
Yes, right hand touch the sword.
Yep.
Hand the scepter over to the archpriest and receive the sword before passing it to the disciple.
Yep.
Right. Straightforward enough. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Very good. You will have to go first. I will come inside later and we will meet up after your part is done. Good luck, sir. Exit the car. I exited the car and was greeted by a chorus of cheers and camera flashes. I waved to the people as I made my way to the grand gates. The Ark Sanctuary was a sight to see. With its towering visage, it cast a shadow over a large portion of the city. I had to crane my neck to see the narrow spires at the top. Just standing next to it made me feel awe and dread in equal measure. I reached the gates. I spotted my welcoming committee. The archpriest and his disciples were waiting for my arrival. At my approach, they all bowed their heads in respect. The archpriest gave me an infectious smile as he straightened back up. Tall and handsome, in his mid-50s, He was the youngest and most popular archpriest in history. Some of his more avid followers even likened him to St. Dast. You can be the priest.
Yeah, I'm just trying to imagine his voice because he is smiling. So,
Yeah.
Mr. President, praise God. It's blessed to see you on our most holy day again. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, let's bow.
Let's bow. Yeah, show our respects. I bowed my head before the archpriest, which triggered a few murmurs of approval from the crowd. The crowd was still cheering.
I just saw murmurs like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah. The archpriest turned and raised both of his hands, and everyone immediately fell silent.
Oh, great people of Scotland! Once again, we are gathered here to honor the day of dissension. I am indescribably happy to be sharing this moment with you, as well as every blood and sword, old and young, tuning in to their television to watch this holy commemoration. Along with the leader of our great nation, I say, let the holy day begin! Stay far from evil, O sons and daughters, for evil hides itself under many disguises. Disguises such as blasphemy, apostasy, and even alcohol.
And then Peter just hiccups in the background.
Be good, my children. Praise God. Praise Scotland.
He smiled beautifully as the crowd burst into rapturous applause. After it subsided, he turned to me.
Shall we move inside for your confession?
I don't know how to run the economy, priest.
That is a pretty big confession.
That's a pretty big confession.
Yeah.
No, not a photo. That's too.
Yeah, let's go with the priest one. So, guess just number 3.
Yeah.
Yes, just like last year, every man must confess before the holy ceremony starts.
He led me through the main hall, which had a stratospheric ceiling and a nearest icons lining the walls. We walked up a creaking spiral staircase to the top floor and finally arrived in front of the confession chamber.
Right this way.
He gestured towards the chair in the dark room. The room smelled of old mahogany and scented candles. The archpriest proceeded to light each and every one of the candles, one for each virtue and vice.
I'll be right with you.
He's lighting a bomb. It's a bomb. He left the room.
Oh yeah, kaboom.
Yeah. A minute later, I heard the sound of a sliding window right next to me. He spoke with a very soft voice.
Anton Rain, speak. Speak and confess now before the one God, and may he repent your sins on the most holy day of dissension.
Boom.
Yeah, because that is really true, it feels like.
But is that necessarily a sin? I don't know.
Well, I guess acting without knowing and it affecting all the country might be, I don't know.
Perhaps. But we haven't really taken any bribes, have we?
Not that I can remember. And we have supported our wife.
To the best of our ability, but she's not happy.
No, but I mean, we even booted the talker from the film festival.
Yeah.
For her to speak. So, yeah, I'm probably going to go number 3 because number 4 is, I mean, obviously we've done something wrong.
Yeah. Oh, game, grant us mercy. 3.
Game over. Oh. You do carry a heavy burden on your shoulders. What you have confessed is not a sin, but you may share your burden with me if you like. I still don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I am trying to reform the country, but I don't know if the country is ready for it yet. Well, obviously the country isn't ready for it since it got voted down.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, let's be humble. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I mean, because 2's very kind of forthright, right?
The thing is that
we're supposed to humble ourselves in front of God and in front of a man of the cloth.
Yeah, but then again, number 2 is also I am trying.
There is either do or do not. There is no try.
But I mean, I still don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I mean, if we didn't believe in ourselves, we wouldn't have gone down the route and done all the things we have.
True. But I think we should try and humble ourselves before the man. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Number 1.
But I mean, the right thing is what we are doing, trying to change our country for the better, for everyone.
Yeah.
And how can that not be the right thing to do?
I just still think number 1 is more humble.
Well, my response is the same as last one. You have control of the mouse cursor.
Okay, we're going to do number 1. Boom.
Absolute certainty only belongs to God. All else feels uncertainty many times in their lives. This is especially true for men of power. Anything else you would like to confess?
Bad husband.
I don't... When were we a bad husband?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's yeah, we may have gone down a line that no one expected us to go down, and the web is ever so slightly broken, but she's not talking to us, so we must have done something wrong.
She did cross her arms in the car.
She did.
Yeah, okay, let's go number 2.
Yeah, boom.
Family is a cornerstone of society. Under the watchful eyes of the god, men are required to protect their wives and family. But God created us as complex creatures. At times, conflicts rise among us. Tell me, what was your sin? Yeah, number 1. Tragedy of neglect happens to all working men that feeds his family. Rejoice, God is kind in the matters of family. Anything else you would like to confess?
Well, we didn't take any bribes. Yeah, we may have taken a tip. No. We may have taken a tip, but we haven't.
Yeah, but a tip is not a bribe.
Exactly. So that's all for today.
Yeah. Before God, I thank you for sharing. You are now forgiven before God, Anton Rain. May you never sin again.
Can you do anything with the economy, please?
Yeah. Just toss a couple of million God bucks into the bank.
Yeah, that's right. Sliding window closed, and the archpriest entered the confession chamber.
For the confession to end, you must extinguish the candles representing each one of your virtues and vices.
Oh.
With this, the once burning sins connected to you are now smoke, and then nothing.
Boom. One by one, I extinguished the candles.
I'm kind of happy we didn't have to choose what candles like. Okay, so pride, prejudice, hate.
Yeah.
Well done, Mr. President. Let's move on to my quarters before the ceremony.
Okay. He led me through 1,000-year-old corridors to his office. The smell of dust and old tomes was in the air, along with the scent of burning incense being prepared for the ceremony.
Well then, please have a seat.
The wooden chair next to him looked like it might turn to dust at a single touch. I sat down gingerly. It was surprisingly sturdy.
Are you ready for the ceremony?
I am a bit nervous.
Yeah.
Let's humble ourselves. Let's turn...
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Happens to the best of us. It will be televised, after all.
Oh, yeah. He leaned back in his chair comfortably.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
Oh, don't they all?
Mm-hmm. I realize it has been months since the Benfey Festival, but this is my first chance to bring it up with you. It's about the actions of the First Lady.
Oh, he seems like a traditionalist, it would seem.
How dare she speak of female rights?
Yeah.
As you know, the festival is a holy event. Letting a woman make the opening speech did not sit well with us. We share the same concerns as Mr. Lesty.
Interesting.
A woman's place is beside her family, not giving public speeches in revealing dresses. Certainly not insulting the important traditions behind such an event.
Disgust was apparent on his face.
Of course, we cannot ask you to do anything about it. She is your wife. But I just want to voice our disapproval of the situation. A woman presiding over such an important religious event. What have we become? Oh, I kind of want to do number one. Because people like you still exist in Sword. But then again, we already have the judges against us. Do we want the church as well?
Oh. I mean, it was a little bit of a spectacle, but I didn't think it... Yeah. I mean, we still came out on top. So...
Yeah, but I actually feel quite strongly for number one. I let her do the speech because people like you still exist as well, saying that well, women belong in the kitchen. Women only exist to create families.
Well,
I'm taking remote control of your mouse pointer. Click number one.
We could always go for number 3 so we don't piss him off and he doesn't, I don't know, chop our head off with a sword.
No, because it was my fault. It won't happen again. That's basically, here are my balls. Please step on them.
Yeah, but we might get voted out in in the next hour. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
To be fair, we are pretty much already there.
Yeah. So it might not happen again under my watch. So we might as well just make a promise that.
Okay, I want
might not be asked to keep anyway.
I want the viewers to know that I strongly vote number one. So if the game goes to shit because of Dave's choice of number 3,
we're already in the shit. What are you talking about?
It's on his head.
Let's do number 3. Let's gamble on it.
I am not happy. Just want to make that known for the record. Wonderful. Thank you for listening to our concerns, Mr. President.
A couple of knocks were heard on the door and a young boy came in. He bowed before the archpriest, then me, before letting us know that the ceremony was about to begin. We made our way downstairs where the ceremony was already in progress. The choir sang angelically as the archpriest took his position beside the altar. When they finished their hymn, an expectant silence fell over the room. It was time for my part. Okay. I started my walk, bowed, and approached the altar.
Okay, so grab the scepter with your left hand.
Yes, and the altar with my right. Here we go.
Yes.
Douche.
So check that one and check that one.
Kneel.
And then we kneel. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. The archpriest laid the sword on my shoulder.
And touch the sword with your right hand.
Boom. Yep.
Then hand the scepter to the archpriest.
Yes.
And then the sword to the disciple.
Hand the sword back to the outfit. Okay. Dush. I got up and proceeded to my designated spot next to Lucian. He leaned over and whispered in my ear. Compared to last year, that went surprisingly well, sir. My eyes met the archpriest and he very slightly nodded. First step into Golconda, whatever that was an achievement. The ceremony went on for another hour and a half. Finally, the noon bells chimed, marking the end of the cathedral service. We left the cathedral to greet the waiting crowd. As I stepped outside, I heard everyone cheering and chanting my name. Lucian's gambit seemed to have been a success. We waved proudly for a minute or two. See, sir, I told you it would work.
I think I've ever heard Lucian so excited.
Yeah. We entered our cars and drove back to our suites in Dyer. Alrighty.
Okay.
The news.
So,
Lackhaven Times. You're up.
the president attends the Day of Dissension. As part of the grand ceremony, the Day of Dissension has begun with festivities in Dyer. President Rain was in attendance along with His Holiness, the Archbishop, who together performed the sacred ritual. The momentous occasion was celebrated by everyone, regardless of their rank and status. Solon has once again felt unity amid chaos to come together, forget their differences, and celebrated the Word of God.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Terra.
We did well, Dave.
We did. We did do well.
At least we haven't been assassinated yet.
This is... So we're coming up to an hour long of the video. Let's finish it off with the diplomatic strategy. Maybe even some dinner. Who knows?
Well, maybe we start with the dinner, because our son is turning out to be an asshole, so...
Yeah. I arrived home from work, hung my jacket up and put my briefcase in the hall. I paused, awaiting my usual greeting from my wife and daughter. Deanna was out at one of her after-school art classes, I remembered. But where was Monica? From the living room I heard a muffled sob. I entered to find Monica sitting on the sofa, a letter in her hands and a look of despair on her face. Uh-oh.
Yeah, immediately dawning what's wrong.
Boom. Monica briefly rested her head on my shoulder and then handed me the letter.
It's from the Department of Education. Frank's university exams results are in.
Military school for him then. He's a dunce.
I was about to say it could be tears of happiness, but probably not. How did he do? Most neutral response of all.
Yeah.
See for yourself.
Oh dear. I looked at the page below Frank's name and address. His score was written 435 points out of a total of 1,000.
Not even halfway.
Oofed. At the bottom of the letter, the word
Barry?
failed was stamped in red.
Is that Mr. Bumtickle?
No, it's Terra. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know her second name and nickname.
All those years of effort, all those private
We're
lessons,
picking.
all down the drain.
Oh dear.
We'll go picking.
Okay.
Want one or not?
Does he know the results yet? Let's go for that.
Wait, before you click, I actually think that might be why he is so off, I guess. He knew his results. And he was kind of worried that once we found out, we're probably going to kick his ass. That's why he was so...
Maybe. Maybe. Let's go for number 2.
Yeah, because I mean, 435,000 is not a mistake. No. But he should be back home from school soon. I just don't understand. Frank's a smart boy. Why would he sabotage himself like this?
I heard a key turning in the front door. Frank stomped in and was just about to go straight upstairs when he noticed us both in the living room.
Mom? Dad? What's going on?
Have a seat.
Yeah, it's
You
about time.
son of a bitch.
Yeah, no, that is our wife.
Don't you know how much, private school costs? And you come back with a, okay. He took a seat across from us, and I handed him the letter. He started reading it.
Oh, shit. You're a disappointment to this family. Wow, that's kind of
That's all you have to say?
Boom. Yeah. Yeah. I need a moment.
It's military school for you. Make a man out of you yet. He went to the kitchen sink and washed his face. A moment later, he came back.
I never thought this would happen. I'm so sorry. So, do we blame ourselves? But we have been really busy working and trying to get the country still hold together.
A man and boy lives and dies by his actions, I mean, yeah, if we were there or not, he had to, he has to put in the effort.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. He still has some responsibility himself for his own life.
Indeed.
How could you let us down like this? You made your mother cry with your actions. It's not the end of the world.
Well, I don't like 3 because that's very manipulative.
Yeah, and it's also really pushing the wrong buttons.
Number 1 is like, oh, you don't have to suffer from your actions. It's my fault. 4 is too blasé. I think 2 is the parent thing to say.
Yeah, because it's not just him; it's the entire family, basically.
Not only have you let us down, you let yourself down.
But then again, that kind of feels very accusatory as well.
It is a little bit accusatory, but I mean, at the same time, 3 is manipulative, 4 is too blasé, 1 is saying, "Oh, it's not your fault, it's mine." So 2 is the only option.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I know. I can't do anything right.
Frank looked close to tears. Monica put her hand on his shoulder. Don't touch the boy. Don't comfort him as a failure.
It's going to be okay. But you really should have studied harder, Frank. I know. So, what am I supposed to do now?
Military school. Hey! Military school. Boom. Done. 2.
Let's see. Well, there's always military school.
1 is like, oh yeah, but you'll get special privilege because, you can't teach the boy to have special privilege because of his position. 2.
You'll go to military school, of course. It's the only place that will have you.
I mean, he does still have options. He doesn't have to go straight into the military, but...
Yeah, but as you said, but you're the president's son. That kind of...
Yes, it's a point of privilege, but I mean, I think 2. I think 2, from a role-playing point of view, she's comforted him. We're the dads. 2. We'll make a man out of you yet. Done.
All right.
And then you can...
I think Monica is not going to like it.
Probably not. But, we did it her way and he failed. No. I mean, we could do 1, but it just, I don't know, it just doesn't... I mean, he could I don't know, repeat a year or something. I'm not entirely sure of the education system here.
Well, we have quite a lot of the budget education, so so technically he would have another option that way. I mean, he would probably just be set back a year.
Well, if we choose one and just go, you can become Peter's apprentice.
Oh God, no! God, no, no!
Yeah, because that's what Jeremy Corbyn's son was, wasn't he? He was special apprentice under the Chancellor, or the Shadow Chancellor at least. And it was just like, yeah, he's only there because he's Jeremy Corbyn's son. So 2.
Personally, I prefer number 1, but number 2 makes more sense RPG wise.
Boom.
Tom, isn't there anything you can do?
Oh, now she wants us to
Yeah, I can give him a presidential pardon and
Yeah.
have him slick in on a banana peel. If Alfonso could get his dimwit son into Kings Hill University, I'm sure Halsor State would have room for a bright boy like Frank. Let's see here. I'm not going to take life lessons from evil Alfonso. I do have connections to the board. It would be nice to have him closer to home.
1. You know, you got to teach the boy that, you know, you make it on your own.
Well, to be fair, he did make his bed, so now he actually has to lie in it.
Exactly.
So...
And, you know, I know you want me to do my bribery things behind the scenes, but at the same time...
Well, we are going RPG, so yeah, I'm not taking life lessons from Abel Alfonso. Also, State would be amazing. A bunch of my friends are going there. I'll still come home to do my laundry.
Then you should have studied harder, you dozy cunt. Right.
Wow, you bad news today or something?
No.
Wait, you could also study abroad. No, I won't influence your life. You got to live with what you've done.
Yeah.
Terrific. Also state it is then. Though it's going to cost us a little bit extra due to the privatization changes. Yeah, no, I won't influence your life. You've got to live with what you've done.
Although, yeah, I mean, yeah, boom.
Yeah.
Although this is probably going to piss off the wife, but
yeah, but then again, I mean, he knew what would happen during his studies if it didn't pass.
Well, at the same time, he could study abroad. If a university abroad accepts him, then perhaps he might find a self-reliance and independence abroad.
Knowing this game, they're probably going to send him to like Rumburg Academy or something.
Why not? Why not foster good relations with Rumburg? He meets the Queen's daughter or something, and it's all hunky-dory from there.
Fortunately, it's not 6 wins. Doesn't really work like that in this game.
It doesn't, no.
Two
is quite harsh. So maybe there might be an option for him to study abroad. You know,
well, we don't really have any connections abroad. Well, we do have on some of our neighboring countries.
You know, John Adams' son, you know, went abroad to study.
I have no idea what that is.
Second president of the United States, and I think that was John Quincy Adams. So he was another president of the United States.
They've had 46 American presidents. I cannot keep track of
It was the second one, and held it all together after Washington died. He was there's a good HBO series where Paul Giamatti plays John Adams. It's a good little show.
Of course, you would know things about that, keeping track of your colonies and all.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think maybe number 1 might be a good gamble.
Yeah, let's try it. Why not?
Yeah.
You know how I feel about communists, but United People's University in Contana is free. It also has an excellent medical program.
You could become a doctor. Why not?
Or actually, never mind.
Well, you know,
So-
if we send him to Contana, and then Contana approaches us and says, "Hello, Mr. President. Can't help but notice that you've upped the."
Yeah, so we send our son to Contana, and
Yeah.
we send our daughter to the other one.
Yeah. The son's a lost cause, but I mean, if he comes, if he goes to University of Contana, it ups the prestige of that university because we've sent our son there, and hell, you know, it might even get the young, not the young swords, the other ones, the ones that were.
The Blues.
No, it's not the Blues, is it? You know, the Radical might even write a good piece about us, saying, "Oh, okay, he's."
I seriously doubt that one. Yeah, let's go number one. Why not?
Yeah, boom.
Because if he can take control of his life, then we fucking will. Communism. I can dig that. Not exactly how I was expecting to spend my student years, but anything's better than the military. This is the future of our boy, Anton. What should we do? See. It's been decided you're going to unite Contana, Frank. Also, State University is the right decision after all. It will cost blah blah blah. I want to influence
Become
your
a
life,
doctor.
Frank. The military is the right choice.
Become a doctor, and you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Yeah. Boom.
Thanks, Dad. Also, State will still would have been my first choice.
Well, you blew that.
Yeah. Not only yours. But it's your call to make, after the way I messed up.
That's your call, you dozy cunt. Monica let out a long exhale.
Is it your time of the month, Dave?
It is.
I mean,
It
what
is.
the hell?
I'm wedding planning. You know, I'm losing money quicker than our economy's going into the red on this game. You know, it's the stresses.
Okay, fair enough. What a day. Who's hungry for dinner?
Monica disappeared into the kitchen where she belonged, and Frank to his room.
Wow!
I went to
Come on,
my
man.
office and began making some phone calls. Bish bash bosh. Our son is becoming a communist doctor, so we may have saved his life, as well as other things. We have a couple of reports that we can maybe have a look at.
It's a pin kitchen where she belongs. You fucking ballsack.
Look at this.
Alright, so new school completed. Narbel celebrated the opening of its new secondary school, a 2-story building with 50 classrooms and state-of-the-art teaching equipment. The school was
Hooray!
funded as part of the government initiative to improve rural access to education. Good news for once! Thank you!
Rebel. Okay.
The rural education improves significantly. Alright, this is so good. So, Rebel is reporting higher test scores and attendance rates since its education facilities were equipped with new textbooks and state-of-the-art teaching materials. The overhaul was a result of the decision to channel more funding into rural schools.
Lovely.
Oh, I actually feel good about this. Oh,
Oh,
thank God.
Okay, the whole sore post. So over to you, and I'll read the radical.
Okay. Court strikes down Urson versus Sorland. Chief Justice Hawker of the Supreme Court made an announcement after the majority of the justices voted against the violation of constitutional rights for British citizens as propaganda proposed by Urson. The landmark case, which was politically charged with the support of WPB and even PFJP establishment, caused a major disagreement between the Ministry of Justice and the Supreme Court. Criticisms were handed over to Minister of Justice Nia Morgna, who filed a concurrence. Chief Justice Hawker highlighted the importance of impartial justice once again.
Okay, the Lackhaven Times.
Ashraf anniversary. Watani Ashraf, hero to some, enemy to others. He is for sure one of the most controversial figures to have ever lived in our country. As his anniversary is approaching, there is only one question that is shared in everyone's minds. What will the administration do? Every year, people gather in Suzerain to hold a vigil in a solemn anniversary of his death. They light their candles in his memory and hold cultural festivals. What is different this year, however, are the claims that the Bluish movement will be holding their largest rally yet in Suzerain during the anniversary. Perhaps it is time for the administration to let bygones be bygones and take a step back to display the unity of Swordland to the people who very much need it.
Oh dear. Okay. Well, we've pissed off the Bloods. Okay, education, privatization. Are our children doomed? As we expected, Anton Rain's decision to privatize the Swordland education system has had a seriously deleterious effect. Young people in rural and low-income areas are being increasingly priced out of the education they deserve, while a relatively small handful of wealthy families reap the benefits. As proof, witness the higher than ever gap between test scores in Narble and Holsword. We had high hopes for Education Minister Kyra Balder when Rain first appointed her, but she seems to only be enabling his delusions that corporations will solve all of Swordland's problems. Clearly, they both need to go. Oh dear. Justice failed once again. As expected, the Supreme Court ruled against the Urson versus Swordland case. The massive rights case has struck down any future precedent for an argument to be made against the constitutional rights violation of individuals through legislative action. Chief Justice Hawker argued that the legislative actions and constitutional acts are not to be confused and that the Bluish people are equal under the law. The Soulist constitutionalist justices are going as far as they can to bend the truth, to hide the inequalities of our society. The fight for justice will continue. Ooh. Well, whilst we would love to actually go on to the diplomatic strategy, I think that
the missus needs you. I heard you.
Yes, she has come home, and
yes,
this video has gone on for an hour and a half. So
an hour and a half. Wow, time really flies.
Yeah, nearly. So we shall have to continue, but that's not such a bad result. I mean, the education is up. We didn't fuck up the religious ceremony, and looks like our son is becoming a doctor.
Yeah, and it sounded like he actually enjoyed it as well. Communism, I can dig it.
Yeah. So, who knows? Maybe we might have just saved the family.
Yeah, and the country's burning.
Right. So endeth the video, and we shall see you on the next one.
Yes. Goodbye, friends.